Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Third Man Cricket Show. Again, it's the post-match show, and it's going to be a very happy night for every Indian. As Sri Lanka won the toss, they chose to bat first, and they posted 262 for 9 in their 50 overs, and the Indians chasing it down convincingly in just 36.4 or 5 balls. So a very convincing victory. The very first question I would like to ask both our experts, Ronak and Sanmay, are here with us. So the very first point I would like to ask, it's a very critical question that किसी ने बताया नहीं क्या अपने इंडियन टीम को कि यार मतलब it's a one day game, it's not a T20 game, because the way they were playing it looked like no one told them whether it's a one day game. We have 50 overs. They thought it's just 20 overs. So what do you feel about it?
मेरे को ऐसा लगा ना पहला 5 ओवर देख के कि हम रामायण देख रहे, रामायण चालू हो गया है मेरे पास और किसी किसी ने हनुमान जी के पूंछ में आग लगा दी है. And he went like that. And they burned them down, man. Burned them down, the second district side. I
True, true.
can't explain. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually switched on the TV after 4 overs, and the score was already 47. So I was without the loss of a wicket, and Prithvi Shaw was already 28 or 30 something. I was like, "Ho gaya shuru inka." Sanmay, your views on the same. How did you feel? Watching all the crackers right at the beginning.
We are saying that it's a second string Indian team, but the second string Indian team played better than the our current Indian team. If it was our current Indian team, they would have taken at least 45 overs to chase on a target of 262. But this team just took 36 overs. So I feel that that's the young talent we have. They play the fearless cricket as they play, and that's what I like about it. If Prithvi Shaw goes on to play like this, 24 ball 43, I don't mind getting if he gets out below 50 and all. But what's important was that played he played the way he plays an IPL game. He treated this as an IPL game and just went berserk from the ball one.
Right, right. Kaustubh is asking here how good were Ishan Kishan, Prithvi Shaw, and the one and only Surya Kumar Yadav. So, Ronak, your views on all the three. Two of them are debutants. Obviously, Prithvi Shaw, it was just his fifth game. So you can consider even him as someone who's close to making his debut. So because already he has only played 5 games. So your views on all the three of them?
Do you want to see an analyst or an Indian fan?
Well, a combination of both would be great.
An Indian fan would do this. Yeah.
Okay.
But analysts would say, yeah, they did pretty well. As Sanmay mentioned, that our young brigade is playing fearless brand of cricket, and they are outshining the experienced campaigners of Indian cricket team. And it would be a good headache for our selectors whom to select for the World T20 coming up. And I believe that one of two of the three should get a chance in there. At least two of these three.
Right, but how fair will it be to select the T20 World Cup team based on a one day game? Or I know there's a T20 series to follow as well, but the performances today, can we consider them as the base for the selection for a T20 World Cup tournament?
I'm not saying based on today. I'm saying for the past 8 to 10 years, we have not been recognizing IPL's performance. But recently, in last 2 or 3 years, we are on recognizing IPL as a base to perform in the for international matches as well. India is doing that currently. They are selecting team based on IPL performances, especially in T20. And if you see their IPL performances, then you don't need to argue about that why should they be selected or not. So on that basis, I'm saying that IPL will be a stage ground for IPL will be a staging ground for T20 World Cup coming up.
Right.
So we will see where that goes. But right now, based on last IPL performances and the prior to that England performances, what they did in England series as well, and currently what they are doing right now, because India has been playing that sort of cricket for a long time, they would be consistent 180 200 marke they are happy. But this team is that if we are going, we will go on and on. We need 2 3 players of that form in Indian side, because every team are packing those kind of players in the team. For example, England, who is doing really good right now, Pakistan, and even New Zealand. for matter of West Indies have uh, plethora of those kind of players from top to number 1 to number 11. So India needs those kind of players, two, three players like Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav or Prithvi Shaw, who can get going from the ball one. What Virendra Sehwag used to do for us, we need one or two players right now in our 11. And most of our players in the top 5 or 6 are now who are in the current Indian team, who are the the which we say A string or something like that, whatever you might to call it. The top 5 6 apart from Rohit Sharma, none of them you can say is who will go on from ball one. All of them will take their time. They will settle down and then they will accelerate. So we need one or two out of them. So two of these three, I'm seeing two of these three making into the World T20.
World T20. Sure, sure. We would all like to see that happen because we are all diehard Indian fans. Sanmai, coming to you, enough spoken about India. They've obviously, won the game, but it was a very good start by the Sri Lankan batting order as well because for the first 50 runs, they didn't lose a wicket. So it was a good start. I would say it was a solid beginning. They did not, go like Prithvi Shaw and, Ishan Kishan did, but it was a very stable beginning. So, what do you think? Where do you think they lost the way in the middle? Because the start was very good.
Actually, there this problem is carrying on for Sri Lanka. If you see from England series and they start really well. They get to solid starts, 10 overs, 70 runs, 10 overs, 80 runs. But जैसे उनका एक विकेट गिरता है उनका बाकी का पूरा बैटिंग है ना अंडर प्रेशर आता है एंड दे जस्ट कंज्यूम बॉल वो होना नहीं चाहिए एक्चुअली मिडिल ओवर्स में मिडिल ओवर्स सर if you don't even hit a boundary you should at least try start rotating the strike. If you see every single Sri Lankan batsman, Asalanka, Shanaka, they all got starts, but they failed to convert it. Even their openers also got their start, but they failed to convert it to big score because once a wicket falls, they just play defensive cricket. They just play defensive and they just consume balls. The dot balls builds on pressure on the batsman coming forward. That one thing that they should address it. They should not lose the momentum. Like we saw, even after losing one wicket, Ishan Kishan kept the momentum going. He started, he hit those boundaries and he was converting. He was just rotating the strike. That's what Sri Lanka wants. They have to rotate the strike in middle so that the run rate doesn't go down. They have to maintain a steady run rate. That's what I will ask Sri Lanka to do.
Yes, yes. I was just going to reflect upon that point that almost, the 6 or 7 of the Sri Lanka batsmen got starts, but the highest score that they got was just 43. So none of the batsmen were able to convert those starts into big scores, especially the top four, because it's really important that the top four batsmen in your batting lineup convert these starts, at least two of them, so that, you get those runs, you get to 250, 260 at least, minimum to get to a good score. So, Ronak, your views on how can Sri Lanka build on this in the second ODI going ahead because they need their batsmen to convert these starts into big scores.
See, they got out playing two or three of them got out playing rash sorted sorts.
Yes.
I would say so. There is nothing wrong in that. They build a good partnership. They had a good partnership. Then they went on to play a decent form of cricket according to the records. They believed that 260 270 would be a good score, so they played according to that. But today's game was they read the pitch incorrectly. They thought that pitch would be too slow. That is why they decided to say bat first and thought that pitch will slow down. But it didn't happen as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, that pitch even fastened out. And if we saw in the second innings when India were batting, the ball was racing to the boundaries. So they read the pitch incorrectly first of all, and the second thing is that they can improve on it certainly after like getting in, then not getting out on rash shots. And they're experienced campaigners, or say not experienced campaigners. To be honest, none of them has played more than 50 or 55 odd ODIs.
Yes.
So basically, their captain Sanaka, who got in at 39 and then got out, or say Avishka Fernando, who has been playing for a while, or M. Bhanukau, their wicketkeeper, they have been playing for a while, 40, 50 odd ODIs. So they should be they should be looking forward to guide their youngsters who are getting in and getting out. They should not throw their wicket. That sets a bad example. They should be, but it is a one-off day. We hope that they bring a better fight on in the next game.
Correct, correct. Omkar mentioning that hitting a six on the first ball of your ODI career, that's the confidence you need in your life. And it was really, at first it was shocking when he lofted that ball in the air, but once it went for a six, it was a big sigh of relief for every Indian, I must say. But Sanmay, coming to you, I would really like to ask you your opinions on the kind of the knock that Karunaratne played towards the end. Because if Sri Lanka got to 262, Karunaratne had a big role to play in that because of the last 2-3 overs that he played, the kind of shots he played. So if you can answer that. And Ronak, then after Sanmay answers that, coming towards you, I would really like to reflect upon the spell that Bhuvi bowled towards the end because he's someone who's really known for his death bowling. But today he was taken away for some runs. So going ahead in the couple of ODIs and the T20s, is that a concern for the Indian team? So Sanmay, if you can answer your question and then coming to you, Ronak.
They wanted Sri Lanka really wanted and knock that Karunaratne played because they wanted something on the board to defend. Okay, or else they would have just struggled between 220 or 230. If the score would have been more if any one of the if Shanaka had stayed with Karunaratne, the score would have gone beyond 262 also. But that's what I'm saying. They want a player. They will have to look into their batting, especially their middle order, so that they can go beyond that 262. This Sri Lanka team has the ability to score big, but for that they will have to believe in this. That they should just play out middle orders overs really well. For Sri Lanka, that 43 that Karunaratne played that just saved their face. That was उनका लाज रख लिया उतना ही बोल सकता है मैं
मतलब
वो
मैच
नहीं तो
मैच
उससे
30 ओवर में खत्म होता था, उसके बजाय
नहीं
36
तो
ओवर में
30 ओवर में खत्म हो जाता है पच्चीस
हाँ,
तीस ओवर में खत्म हो गया रहता था वो 262 वो हेल्प किया श्रीलंका को नहीं तो खत्म ही था तो they have to answer their own questions.
correct, correct. Ronak, coming to you, do you think Bhuvi is a
Yeah.
concern ahead?
See, I don't feel that he has a concern right now because Bhuvi is coming off an injury. He got some injury in IPL recently concluded IPL. So coming off an injury, it is not easy to be a match fitness of bowling. As a bowler, you have to really take care of that. So first match, I can give him a sigh of relief because until eighth over, say he was bowling pretty good lines and then because he was close to 44 odd runs, eight overs. So that was close to five and a half run rate. So the last over, anyone, even number 11 will come and swing. He has no other option. So it was bad that they connected for 20 odd runs in the last over. So nothing of concern. I think I will go on to say that Bhuvi is the most skillful limited over bowlers in the world currently. Uh,
Form is temporary, class is permanent.
Yeah, I rate him even higher than Bumrah as in for Indian side. If he is in bowling fitness and in form, then I rate him even higher than Bumrah.
Yes, yes, indeed. He is one of the great assets that Indian bowling attack has. Sanmay, coming to you, even Ronak, I would like to ask both your opinions on the Indian bowling attack collectively because we mentioned Kulcha in the pre-match show and both of them went on to take 2 wickets each. Even Deepak Chahar got 2 wickets and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was the only bowler who was wicketless today, but rest everyone made an impact. So, what do you think? Where do we stand as a collective bowling unit today after the game? Do you think that we should have restricted the Sri Lankan somewhere around 220, 230, and because of the death bowling, they went on to 262? So, do you think that we should have restricted them? What are your thoughts on the collective bowling attack?
Not too.
Okay, so I think that India's bowling have to improve, not just this Indian side, but as a collective when it comes to playing 11 internationally in a World Cup scenario. I think India's bowling have to improve because right now, for if everything goes right for India, we are not looking at an all-out fast bowler, third fast bowler. We are looking at Bumrah, Bhuvi, then third fast bowler is questionable because there are a lot of options but not a genuine spearhead who can lead India as a third fast bowler.
Correct. Correct.
If Hardik Pandya goes on to match fitness, then he can be our third fast bowler with along with three spinners or two spinners. How the pitches because pitches will slow down in UAE, so maybe three spinners will come into handy. But I think the third proper limited over fast bowlers we are missing. Mohammad Shami can be one option, but I think he's more of a test bowler. He's growing as a test bowler, but in limited overs, he still has to do some work. So
Right.
I believe that a lot of work is required, and we say that our bench strength is good. We have a like 8 to 10 proper fast bowlers, but if we really go on to pick them and niggle them out, yes, sort of these that they should be the best team, best 11, then I don't see a clear third fast bowler right now.
Right. Sanmay, your views on the same Indian bowling attack today?
Yeah, I agree with Ronak, but happens with India is that they don't strike it really well. If अगर समझो अपन spinners ने game निकाल देता, they we should have restricted them to for a score like 220, but we tend to leak. That has been India's behavior, that they leak a lot of the runs in deaths. And Deepak Char and Bhuvi also, they sometimes bowl that lines where you shouldn't bowl, that goes for runs. And आजकल एक्चुअली बहुत प्रेडिक्टेबल भी हो चुका है लाइन एंड कैसा आ सकता है डेथ में. बैट्समैन आर रेडी कि स्लोअर बॉल ही डालेगा बॉलर, वही डालने वाला है, तो दे आर ऑल्सो बैक ऑफ द माइंड रेडी कि मैं स्लोअर बॉल आएगा डीप ऑफ द क्रीज में खड़ा रहने का, मारने का. So that's what we can do is just play around with the in the mind of the people. You see, एक फोर जाएगा, we know next what हार्दिक पांड्या will go. हार्दिक पांड्या शॉट ही डालेगा, बैट्समैन रेडी शॉट पे 6 मार दिया उसको. So we have to change we have to change our line and we have to change. Have to bowl more of like try hitting that Yorker properly.
We don't have to be predictable.
Predictable जहाँ नहीं बना रहेगा. Be unpredictable. Keep the batsman guessing. But I always believe in a fact that bowl all the six. If you have six different balls in your arsenal, bowl it. छह different डालो, तुम pressure डालो, batsman गलती करेगा ही करेगा. So you have to be different. बैट्समैन को आना नहीं चाहिए कि अच्छा ठीक है ये तो भी डालने वाला, मैं रेडी रहता मारेगा. अगर हार्दिक पांड्या फुल डाला, 6 4 खाया, तो नेक्स्ट बॉल भी यॉर्कर डालने को जा, शॉट मत डाल क्योंकि बैट्समैन शॉट के लिए रेडी रहेगा. So you have to be unpredictable with your line and lengths and your paces also.
Right, right. Guys, just a quick word on another question that I have promptly. We many times refer to the batsman's skill of playing all the three formats, but we never refer to a bowler, playing all the three formats for a country. For example, if we list down batsmen who play for India in all the three formats, we can know Virat Kohli is the one. Rohit Sharma is making his way up with playing in test matches. But when we look at bowlers, we only have Jasprit Bumrah in our mind, who plays all the three formats consistently. So, what do you think? A quick word on what does India need to do to get a bowler along with Bumrah who can bowl in all the three formats? What does India need to do for that?
I think India doesn't need to do that. We can have a specialist ODI bowler or T20 bowler. That is perfectly all right if we can do that. Because see, in current scenario when all the teams are playing so many matches, like every team is bound to play, say at least around of 40 ODI matches in an year, and capping with that around 20 odd test matches, and T20s. The numbers are not. You cannot expect that T20 numbers. So if you are having, because being a fast bowler or even say a bowler is not an easy job, it is a hard work job. So even Bumrah is being if you see Bumrah, he has not played in India a test match or besides one odd test match. So that kind of thing is not bothering me, because all the teams around the world is doing the same thing. They don't have a proper bowler who bowl all the three formats. Even for example, Pat Cummins also doesn't bowl for Australia in T20s more often than not. He only bowls if
Right.
it is a World Cup or something like that. So that is not a concern for me. If we have good enough bowlers for a particular format, back him. Like for example, if you say Deepak Chahar, he is a pretty good limited overs bowler, especially in
Right.
T20s. Then back him in T20s. Don't try to fit Mohammad Shami into his shoes. If Mohammad Shami is a proper test bowler, then let it be. But try to find those bowlers that you can go with, and most importantly, stick with them. We saw that Deepak Chahar being dropped in the last England series after that magnificent record he made in his previous series. So don't do that. It creates a confusion in the player's mind that get next chance or not. That hampers players' performance. So if you have a proper bowler for one particular format, back him, and that will reap benefits for you. We do not have to have three bowlers in the same, because to be honest, there are a lot of matches being played, and we need our bowlers fresh and fit.
Correct. Sanmay, do you have any different opinion or you agree to whatever
I
I
also
thought?
agree with Ronak because अभी तुम देखोगे तो फिर एटलीस्ट अभी दो टीम बन चुका है इंडिया का who can simultaneously play in two different places. Now try having two three bowlers who are concrete for a single format. अभी दीपक चहर ग्रूमिंग फॉर उसको टी20 खिलाओ उसको टी20 खिलाओ उसको बोल के तो टी20 खेलेगा इंडिया के लिए ताकि ही इज फ्रेश फॉर टी20. Bumrah, if he's okay, you can have him in three formats. Don't go for a player who can play all the three formats. Now start having a bunch of players or set of players who can play at least सिर्फ single format. ताकि क्या because अगर तुम इंडियन टीम का देखोगे इंडियन प्लेयर्स का शेड्यूल देखोगे they hardly get a time to rest.
Yes,
अभी
yes.
and after 23 World Cup we also know the ICC tournaments भी बहुत आने वाला है. So we have to have some players who can play that format also. And अभी सीरीज होने के बाद we have IPL उसमें भी प्लेयर्स को खेलने का रहता है. So you see you have to keep your bowlers fresh, fit and fresh. So try building don't put pressure on your bowlers. And अभी प्रॉब्लम प्लेयर्स पे भी अलग प्रेशर आता है कि बेंच में बहुत सारे लोग हैं मेरे को कोई रिप्लेस कर देगा. मैं अगर रेस्ट लेने के लिए गया तो कोई बैठा है मेरे को रिप्लेस करने तो मैं रेस्ट करूं या ना करूं वो डाउट भी आ जाएगा प्लेयर्स में. तो स्टार्ट हैविंग अ अटैक दैट इज गुड इनफ फॉर सिंगल
Every
फॉर्मेट.
format.
हाँ एवरी फॉर्मेट के लिए एक एक अच्छा अच्छा अटैक रखो एंड जस्ट बैक देम फॉर नेक्स्ट सीरीज. अभी दैट शुड बी द नेक्स्ट स्टेप दैट इंडिया शुड फॉलो ताकि
Correct.
प्रेशर ना रहे आगे के आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट्स में बिकॉज आफ्टर 23 कैलेंडर तो जाने वाला है सब कैलेंडर टॉस के जाने वाले क्योंकि तुमको सीरीज भी डालने का फिर तेरे को आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट भी खेलने का तो इट विल पुट अ रियली बैड प्रेशर ऑफ बॉलर्स प्लेयर्स टू परफॉर्म अ लॉट. तो
Yes, yes.
अभी वैसा सोचना है दैट शुड बी द बिल्डअप फॉर इंडिया इन फ्यूचर.
I agree. Even I agree as well to whatever you both said. Another very, very big positive point, in this match was that Hardik Pandya bowled 5 overs. So this was a really important thing going ahead, with the kind of tournaments that India has ahead, especially the T20 World Cup. Hardik Pandya being able to bowl is really a very, very big, you know, positive thing for Indian cricket because we all know what he can do with the bat. So, what do you guys feel? I mean, obviously, you guys are very happy, but Hardik Pandya bowling 5 overs in today's game, how does it feel?
I feel that Hardik Pandya should be tested in IPL more often than not by Mumbai Indians. This 6 games, I don't think he would get a proper chance. I think he would be under bowled again and again. He would not get more than 5 overs or say 3 4 overs, if not required. Only if requires, then he would get more than 5 overs. Otherwise, I think in next matches you will see if the pitches get slower or something like that, then you won't see him bowling more than 2 or 3 overs. So that is going to happen with Hardik Pandya throughout the series. Maybe in T20 series it might change, but I would like to see how Mumbai Indians play him in IPL. That will decide India's balance in the upcoming World T20.
Correct, correct. Sarma, coming towards you, if I may keep the surname same, but if I may change the name, the economy of Krunal Pandya was really, really very, very good. 10 overs for 25 runs approximately, if I'm not wrong. Uh, Brilliant economy. I mean, you're not even conceding 3 runs in an over in a one-day game. It's really a big thing. So, what do you think of that spell?
Yeah, he played really well. Actually, I doubted Krunal Pandya's ability before this match, but he kept that line and length really good. He's not a big spinner of the ball. He keeps the line and length tight. He bowls at a certain pace, and उसका थोड़ा attitude भी change रहे आ गए इंदिरा नगर के गुंडा कहत रहे के. He is not that frustrated Krunal Pandya that we saw in the Mumbai Indians camp, but Krunal Pandya he's a cunning bowler if you see. वो ही बॉल्स अकॉर्डिंग टू सिचुएशन तो टाइट डालेगा प्रेशर डालेगा बॉलर पे एंड वो कभी कभी वाइड शॉर्टर भी डालेगा तो इज नॉट अ गुड स्पिनर ऑफ द बॉलर बट वो इज मोर ऑफ लाइक जडेजा टाइप जो फटाफट अपने ओवर्स खत्म करेगा एंड वी वांट सच टाइप ऑफ बॉलर जो फटाफट अपने ओवर्स खत्म कर दे तो वैसे ही बॉल से एंड सी प्रोना पांडे इज लाइक दैट.
Yes, yes, Ronak, yes.
इंदिरा नगर का गुंडा के सामने सब आके जो है सीधे ही हो जाते हैं. If you know what I mean.
Yes. Hashtag respect.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, guys. The last
Yeah.
thing I want to ask you both about is that the captaincy of Shikhar Dhawan. It is not every day that we see Shikhar Dhawan leading the side. It's just that this is the B team. Our A team is in England preparing for the Test series. We saw Shikhar Dhawan leading Team India today. So, what did you make of his style of captaincy? Are there any observations related to the advantages, or what are the pros and cons that he had in the day? Starting with you, Ronak.
See, I think Shikhar Dhawan can improve a lot. Though we won the match, but I think he followed a standard protocol. Pehle, like 3-4 overs with fast bowlers, first 10 overs with fast bowlers, then spinners, then again fast bowlers. So he followed a protocol which is perfectly all right. But according to match situation, he could have changed because Sri Lanka were going pretty good with their first 10 overs. But I when I saw the match, I realized that ball is in the first inning itself. It was when Bhuvi was bowling the slower ones. The ball was turning a bit. Then
Yes.
in the third or fourth over of his, then he could have brought a spinner at that point of time. So I think he could improve a lot, and even in the death overs, he should have bowled like if you are trying to get a bowler for fit for say next matches or say next India game for in World Cup, then you should bowl your best bowlers out. Like he didn't bowl out Bhuvneshwar Kumar, he didn't bowl out Deepak Chahar. He should have utilized them more because they were better bowlers today.
Yes.
So I think at least Deepak Chahar should have bowled another 1 or 2 overs in the death because he was bowling really well and he got those two crucial wickets as well. So I think that can be improved. But as a first match as captain, debut as a captain on like he is the oldest in terms of age for India to make a debut as a captain. So huge kudos to him. That will improve him as a mature him as a player, as a batsman even more. He would like to like consolidate himself more. So I see that positive side, but I think he could improve a lot more in the upcoming matches.
Correct, correct. His inning was also very good. 85. He was there as an anchor
Yeah,
till the end, till
captain's
India
knock.
comes the line. Yes, absolutely a captain's knock. Sanmay, what do you feel on his captaincy, also his batting and his all-round play today?
ना शिखर धवन used the stage that Virat Kohli has set for him. Same जैसा रौनक बोला कि first 10 overs pacers use किया फिर middle overs में spinners को use किया. But now you should start using the ball. You should start changing the bowler according to situation. Where I feel I sometimes feel that जिधर spinner की जरूरत है अभी spinner लेके आओ. If a wicket falls, try a pacer. And death bowling में he should have used Deepak Chahar. But it was his first stint as a captaincy. So I'm sure he will learn from it. He will sit with Rahul Dravid and think and he will really point out where he made the mistakes and all. And basically Dhawan का attitude भी cool रहा है. He kept the atmosphere cool. वो ऐसे हाँ ठीक है फोर खाया ठीक है चलेगा दूसरे में डाल सकते. He kept that atmosphere cool. That was really good. And बैटिंग में उसका मेच्योरिटी वैसे भी दिखा. जब पृथ्वी शॉ ईशान किशन मार रहे थे ही वाज जस्ट प्लेइंग द एंकर रोल. फिर वो दो आउट होने के बाद ही स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग हिज शॉट्स. तो ओवरऑल गुड बट सम इधर उधर एरियाज में ही कैन इंप्रूव हिज कैप्टेंसी. फर्स्ट मैच है तो भूल चूक माफ किया. नेक्स्ट मैच से भूल चूक माफ नहीं होगा.
ऑलराइट, सनमय ने ऑर्डर दे दिया शिखर धवन को, नेक्स्ट मैच से माफ नहीं करेंगे. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me here. That's all we have on this show today. We'll again meet with our set of anchor and host day after tomorrow for the second ODI. Also, to the viewers, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure to host the show in front of you guys. Sanmay, Ronak, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure to ask you your opinions. And yes, Ronak, it's been that kind of a night for each and every Indian fan. And I would like to sign off now. Thank you very much for joining. Wish you all a very good night. And जाते जाते वही चीज जो पिछले एक साल से दोहरा रहे कि wear your masks while you go out, maintain social distancing, and take care of yourself and your families. Thank you very much, guys. Very good night.